The record form of Boundaries is probably the most physical, visceral, delving right into the guts of the player piece that we've played of his.
He's just doing a couple of little tweaks just with the mix of the bass, just really kind of run from there to the end. That gets everybody involved and it's the loudest.
This piece was written very specifically for these people.
Okay, that's great. That would be helpful.
Exactly. You won't see the red light because it's not duplicated over there.
The trumpet materials in particular, these are materials for Peter and for Tristram. The fact that it's this kind of double trumpet concerto for these two players, but then each of there are, across the piece, there are 6 standalone works which can be done independently.
He's actually trying to use notation to inscribe itself to the body of the player.
The notation in the lap steel part has this battle between force, velocity, energy, movement on one hand, and resistance, friction, viscosity on the other.
All of these are dynamics that are very, very obviously at play, audibly at play, right throughout the entire work.
One of the layers of material involves the angle of the slide. So that is building in extra layer of friction. So often those gestures will slow as they ascend up the fingerboard, or exactly the opposite. So there might be something that's grabbed that's up at the top of the fingerboard, which is then like liquidated, say. So in the opening of the angle of the slide, he's also opening the kind of angle of the body, and so that ends up being a kind of faster gesture, and that sort of thing happens all over the piece. So initially that sort of looks like it's a kind of notational construct, but the crucial thing is that all of those movements are actually quite specific to the instrument.
It's really clear that this is a work that requires the body of the player wrapped around the instrument in a way that other repertoire may not venture into the same territory.